night, Reza, a 36-year-old man with a weary face but eyes full of passion, studied an ancient, tattered map. A map that had been passed down from generation to generation and now lay in his hands. He knew that this map was a guide to finding an ancient treasure buried deep within the towering Alborz mountains. Reza, who had been fascinated by stories of treasure and adventure since childhood, always dreamed of discovering a treasure that would free him from the poverty and hardship he had struggled with for years. But this treasure was not just gold and jewels. Legends spoke of supernatural guardians and Jewish spells that kept the treasure out of the reach of greedy humans. Despite warnings from friends and family, Reza decided to embark on this adventure alone. He knew he might never return, but the fear and danger only drew him closer to the treasure. He chose a night when the moon was new, and the absolute darkness enveloped him. With a small flashlight and a backpack filled with essentials, Reza set out. With every step, the sound of the wind and crickets grew louder. He told himself that these sounds were just part of nature and should not let fear take root. After hours of walking, he reached a gate marked with Hebrew symbols and unknown spells. His breath grew heavy and his hands trembled. But with courage, he used the key shown on the map, and the gate creaked open. Beyond the gate lay a profound darkness. Reza, holding his flashlight, searched for a path to continue. Suddenly, a familiar yet eerie voice emerged from the darkness. "Who are you?" Startled, Reza jumped back. Behind the gate stood a supernatural being with red, electrifying eyes. It spoke in a terrifying tone. "I too seek the treasure." The creature, with a mysterious and fearsome face, continued in Hebrew. "Only those worthy of the treasure can pass through this gate. What value do you possess?" Reza, with a heart full of excitement and fear, replied, "I am passionate about tales of treasure and adventure. This treasure is not mine alone. If I am worthy, allow me to pass through this gate." The being, its eyes shimmering in the flashlight's glow, scrutinized Reza. Then it said, "Very well. If you have the ability to withstand Jewish spells, go and find the treasure. But be warned, no one has ever emerged unscathed from this gate." With a heart filled with both fear and anticipation, Reza stepped further into the deep darkness. Reza stepped through the gate, and darkness enveloped him. The air grew colder, and the uneven ground beneath his feet hinted at treacherous depths. The cave walls seemed to close in, whispering secrets of forgotten civilizations and lost souls. As he ventured deeper, Reza encountered strange symbols etched into the rocky walls. They pulsed with otherworldly energy, their cryptic language almost audible. The map had warned of Jewish spells guarding the treasure, but this was beyond anything he had imagined. The path split into 3 tunnels. Reza hesitated, his heart pounding. The left tunnel beckoned with a faint glow, while the right dripped with ominous black liquid. The middle tunnel, framed by claw-like roots, exuded an eerie aura. He chose the left tunnel, drawn by the mysterious light. The walls pressed closer, and the air grew heavier. The glow intensified, revealing a cavern filled with glittering jewels, ancient artifacts, and gold coins. Reza's eyes widened. This was the treasure he had sought. But then he heard it, the soft rustling of wings. He turned to see shadowy figures emerging from the darkness. Their eyes glowed like dying embers, and their tattered wings bore witness to centuries of vigilance. These were the supernatural guardians, the keepers of the treasure. "Who dares disturb our domain?" one of them asked, their voice echoing from the depths. The guardians, their eyes shimmering in the flashlight's beam, scrutinized Reza. Their voices were like a cold, dark wind echoing through the cave. "What do you seek?" one of them asked. Reza, with a heart full of fear and anticipation, replied, "I am in search of a treasure that has been passed down through generations and is buried deep within this cave." The guardians looked at each other, and then one spoke. "The treasure you seek is not merely gold and jewels. It possesses supernatural powers. Jewish spells protect this treasure, and only those who are worthy can approach it." Reza, determined, said, "I am ready. Whatever the cost, I will pay it. Let me pursue the treasure." The guardians exchanged glances, and then another gate, leading deeper into the cave, opened. Reza cautiously stepped further into the deepening darkness. With each step, he heard whispers that seemed to emanate from the cave walls, whispers that spoke of ancient times and unreachable pasts. Suddenly, the sound of other footsteps mingled with the whispers. Reza stopped and held his breath. He couldn't see, but he felt something or someone moving in the darkness. The footsteps grew closer and then abruptly stopped. Reza raised his flashlight higher and swept the circle of light around him. There was nothing, only silence that grew heavier with each passing moment. He started moving again, but this time with more caution. After a few steps, the whispers grew louder, and suddenly, skeletal hands emerged from the walls, reaching out towards Reza. He jumped back in terror and let out a deep cry. The hands seemed to chase after him, as if trying to pull him into the walls. Reza ran with all his might, escaping the bony grasp. He sprinted towards another gate at the end of the tunnel. The gate was adorned with strange symbols and ancient spells. Without stopping, he pushed the gate open and entered. In this new chamber, the air was colder and the darkness was thicker. Reza felt cold breaths on his neck. He turned and locked eyes with a creature that filled him with dread, a being with endless black eyes, devoid of light. "You have reached the end of the path, Reza," the creature said, with a voice that seemed to come from the depths of the earth. "But are you ready to see what the true treasure is?" Despite the fear within him, Reza lifted his head and said, "I am ready." The creature smiled, a smile that held 1,000 years of history and secrets. "Then see," it said, and with that, the walls of the chamber began to change. Paintings and symbols appeared, telling stories from ancient times. Stories of power, war, love, and betrayal. Reza looked at the walls in awe and realization. He understood that the real treasure was the knowledge and wisdom hidden within these walls. But he still did not know how to access this knowledge. The walls gradually transformed. Paintings and symbols came to life, telling stories from ancient times. Stories of wrath, love, war, and power unfolded before Reza's eyes. But one painting in particular captured his attention. In the painting, a man sat with eyes full of wisdom, poring over an open book. The book's pages were filled with symbols and ancient spells. This man was the true guardian of the treasure, a guardian seeking knowledge and truth, not merely gold and jewels. "Reza," the man's voice seemed to emanate from the heart of the book. "You seek a treasure that holds more value than anything else. A treasure hidden within knowledge and wisdom. This book is the key." With a heart full of fear and anticipation, Reza reached for the book. Its pages opened, revealing symbols and Hebrew letters. He extended his hands toward the book, feeling knowledge and wisdom flow from the man's hands to his own. "Delve into this knowledge, Reza," the man said. "Within this book, answers to your questions lie hidden. But I warn you, knowledge is a power that must be wielded with intelligence and caution." Reza, resolute, opened the book and sought answers to his questions.